hit?
So since the pandemic hit, I moved back in with my parents because I
In
thought
Miami?
in Miami, in South Florida, in a suburb called Weston, Florida, because I got really anxious in downtown Miami,
How come?
and because Miami didn't really take the virus seriously, and there wasn't a lot of social distancing, and it was a dense urban environment where even at every level, people were not taking the virus seriously, from the citizen to the government level, and businesses in between. So I found myself really anxious.
About catching the virus?
About catching the virus, or more so the ethics of spreading the virus.
Right.
I don't think I'm so worried about catching the virus, but I was really concerned about potentially spreading the virus to others, because I think there's a duty not to. I think that guilt is what caused the anxiety more than anything.
Yeah.
To know that maybe if I caught the virus and I spread it.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Yeah, I hear this a lot from people in their mid-20s.
Really?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's heartening, actually, because what you hear portrayed on television is that all y'all are a bunch of
That we don't care.
self-centered people who don't care about spreading the virus. But actually, I've heard this from many people, including my own kids.
Good.
Their fear of spreading it to older people.
A lot of people like to say that millennials are out there partying, but the millennial transmissions, in my opinion, are going up because a lot of millennials are low-wage essential workers who are going to their retail jobs, who are working at these restaurants, coffee shops, grocery stores, and they're bringing home the virus, not because they're out at bars, and I think that, you're seeing this increased number of young people testing positive. The reason that you're seeing that is because so many young people are low-wage hourly workers, who don't have the ability to work from home. And I think this is really where these numbers are coming from. Yes, you can point to an anecdotal video or two of, some parties, and these people, they're terrible people. History will judge them for it. But,
you really think it will?
I'm sorry?
You really think history will judge them, or will it just...
Maybe history will wipe us off the map, honestly, and at the pace we're going right now. Maybe we might be the next Genghis Khan.
Wow.
And so I've been on this little art tour for the past maybe 10 days or so. It started in Nevada with Ugo Rionondione's Seven Magic Mountains, and then I got to see Michael Heiser's Double Negative. This is the third major thing that I'm seeing, Spiral Jetty, and then I'm seeing two more pieces, and hopefully the white whale of this trip is a piece called City by Michael Heiser. And you could get arrested for going there without the artist's permission, so I'm trying to figure out a way to do that.
I wouldn't sweat that too much. I'm sure you could be intimidated and threatened.
So that's I guess a New York mentality versus a Florida mentality, where we have the castle law, where you could get shot for being on for trespassing.
Good point.
Right. So to me, stand your ground, exactly. Our castle law. So to me, trespassing is like it's a capital offense where the person you trespass upon is judge, jury, executioner. And so I guess that's funny. That's been so ingrained into me, just this idea of
this is America, right?
This is America. This is America. My dad was a refugee from the Middle East, and he moved to Texas when he was 17.
Wow.
And a lot of his family moved
From
Jordan.
Yeah.
So he was living, originally Palestinian refugees. My dad was born to a refugee family in Jordan, and then
Palestinian
family, yeah. And so came in, and then so our family's been here roughly since about the 1930s in Fort Worth, Texas. And so as things got rougher and rougher in the Middle East, more people would come to Fort Worth over time to be resettled. Art really helps me get out of my mind, and I think that's one of my biggest reasons that I've fallen in love with art. And want to go see art. And the other thing that I really love about this Earthworks and seeing them, what's been really meaningful to me is a lot of non-art people, quote unquote, you're from New York, I'm from Miami, we have this concept of art people, or people who are in this world of galleries and museums and so far and such. And, you talk to a lot of people at these earthworks, and they're there not because it's they want to be associated with an artist or a piece or a gallery, but because it's important to them. It's important to them in a way that isn't, tethered to the commercial art world. And that's really cool. Like, people love art. And I think the more and more functional art is, the more people are able to justify their love of art. And something like this, where, it brings you out into nature, it's really not a stretch to tell someone to come out and enjoy a piece like this. I think that's what this means, is, something that people can share here.
It gives people a focal point they can go to get out into nature.
Exactly.